up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be sealing travertine tile. This one that's right here behind me. It's a really nice tile. If you can see how over there it looks like a darker shade. I mean, it's really the lighting, right? If I turn this around, you can actually see what it really looks like. It's really nice travertine tile. As you walk up to the step, I did the bevel. So as you can see, I gave it a beveled edge, so it doesn't have a sharp corner, and it came out fantastic. Now, sealer, we're using Sealer's Choice by Aquamix. It's a really good penetrating sealer. These are the things that you need. Penetrating sealer over travertine or over marble, over tile, over grout. The way I do it is I use the microfiber towels, right, to apply it. I get a clean bucket, or at least clean it out really good. Then some gloves, and obviously the sealer. That's all. This is all that's required, right? Maybe some knee pads, and that's pretty much it. Typically, we start off in a corner and we work our way out. In this case, we're gonna do the top piece first, right? The 4-inch face. As soon as we do that, then I'll go ahead and get started a corner and work myself out. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're gonna do is open the sealer up. So we're not gonna use much of this. This is a quart. This is about 150 feet. So 150 feet, this is plenty. We're gonna go ahead and pour more or less half, just a little bit under half, and just pour it in there. Again, the bucket is nice and clean. That's very important. All right, so that's one. Second, we're gonna grab a microfiber towel, a nice clean one, right? It has to be clean, that way you don't dirty the sealer. It's very important. All right, guys, so the first thing I did is dip the microfiber well in there. Then you have to rinse it off. All right, let's get started. Okay. So we're gonna start on this 4-inch face, right? And again, before you start, you want to make sure you're free of debris, right? You sweep everything off, whatever you got to do to make sure that your tile is clean and good to go. Next, you rinse it out pretty good. You don't want to have a lot of sealer on it. It already carries sufficient sealer on it, right? So that's what you want to do. Then you simply want to rub it. Simply want to rub it on your tile really good, on that tile and on the grout. You can see it changing colors. If you don't see it changing color on the grout right away, you should hit it up a few times so that it changes to that darker color because of the wet, right? It gives you that wet look. Then it goes, and then it will dry. It's going to dry off back to its original color, which is a good thing. That's why it's penetrating sealer. It's not an enhancer. An enhancer sealer is a different kind of sealer, and we'll make a video for that when the time comes. Meanwhile, this is penetrating sealer, and all we're doing is protecting the surface by simply rubbing it on. And you can come back and hit it twice. I definitely would recommend you hitting it twice, basically right away. You don't need to wait to hit it twice. You can just do it again right away. Basically what you're doing is making sure that you got every spot sealed. Since you're doing the big area, you want to open it up a little more. I have it to where it's about a hand size, which doesn't really stay in place because you need to move it around. And this is all you got to do. I like to do circular motion, or make sure you hit the grout joints. Like when you get around the grout joints, you don't have to keep everything in a circular motion, but I like to do so for the most part, except when I come around my grout joints. I like to make sure that I get 100% the grout joints filled, right? Because that's also the big reason why we're sealing it. We want the grout joints sealed. Right? You can stay focused in an area for as long as you like. Just make sure you move forward. Dip the microfiber again Now you could leave streaks behind if you're not careful, and this is why we're using a microfiber towel, so that we don't leave streaks. And microfiber towels do the job nowadays. All right, so that's all you need. You can always hit a spot that you've done before. You can, there's no problem if you want to hit it up again. Right, make sure you get all your corners. Before moving forward, I stay in the same place for several minutes, right? Like I already stayed in that area several minutes, so I'm sure that's pretty good. And so now I'm moving forward, right? And just focus and concentrate. You know, grab two rows at a time, 3 rows at a time, whatever you feel comfortable with. Obviously, when you're doing a bigger area, it might dry up a little faster. So since I'm more in the middle area now, I'm gonna leave a little bit more sealer on the microfiber towel, since I'm more in the bigger area. There we go. Don't be afraid of using too much. Just make sure that you don't leave any puddles or any streaks. That's why you got the microfiber towel, to make sure you don't leave any of that behind. This is a really nice floor. All right, you might see a shine on the floor now, which looks good, but this is a penetrating sealer. It's gonna dry off and give it back its original look, which is also good. You don't really want to keep it shiny. You know, there's different sealers for that, and that's not this case. This is not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to give it a casino look. You know, we're not trying to shine it up. We want it to stay neutral, natural stone, and that's what the penetrating sealer do. For the other half, right? Once you notice that the sealer got super dirty, you might want to change it out. It's obviously better using cleaner seal. So make sure that you pour a good amount every time. All you need to do is make sure that you get your microfiber damp enough and a little extra in the bucket. That's pretty much it, guys. Pretty simple to seal travertine. Just make sure, you know, just make sure it looks wet. Everything you're touching looks wet. You know, it doesn't look like you got bubbles of sealer. It just looks like you just damped everything, and that's exactly how you do it. This is how you seal travertine, the way I do it. Just make sure you get your grout joints by going up and down on every single one, and after you do so, then just wipe off everything as you go along. And this is how I sealed this nice looking travertine just now. Wow, looks good. Let's take a look. There it is. It looks exactly the same as before I started, except now it has sealer protection, basically waterproof. If this gets wet, all the water will bubble up as it should. Then you can just push it right off. Especially here in Florida, where there's a lot of rain, a lot of weather changes, and pretty much is good anywhere. You want to seal it. Protect it from a lot of things. Protect it from a spill. Protect it from rain. Protect it from snow. Make sure y'all use that microfiber towel. Sealer's Choice by Aqua Mix is what I use. Doesn't necessarily have to be Sealer's Choice or Aqua Mix. Y'all can try different brands if y'all like.